Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here is go ahead and install Inkscape. It's a relatively simple process. You go into Inkscape, download the installer, and hit install. Because I'm working with a computer that's not currently connected to the internet, I'm not going to be able to show you that particular part of the process. You do just have to go onto Inkscape. I believe it's inkscape.org, and it'll show you a place to download. I can actually give you that specific link, and you'll be able to download it. And so it's running through all of this. The next piece that you're going to actually have to do after that is install the SheetCam. SheetCam is a relatively small program, actually. The only program that I think you won't necessarily be able to install is Mach 3, and that's because our Mach 3 is a little bit different in terms of it comes with a parallel port, which is discontinued part on most all computers nowadays, because printers all now run on a USB cord instead of what they used to run, which is a parallel port. So I have Inkscape still downloading and adjusting itself. Let's go ahead and pop into SheetCam. We're going to go ahead and open SheetCam here. Where SheetCam gets started is, we're going to go ahead and hit English. Alright, after that we're going to hit OK on the user agreement. This lovely SheetCam screen will pop up. Looks like, alright. Then it's going to ask you to go through the wizard. The next thing you're going to do is, it's going to set your preferred units there. We're going to go ahead and go into jet cutting here. Fantastic. Alright. We're going to go inch. Always use this folder, and we usually have a folder on our desktop that we use. You don't have that on your computer, so just choose whatever. So remember, last is okay. And the post processor, which isn't listed in here, but we do when we do set up this computer. This is essentially a blank computer that we took with our machines. You'll see a post processor come up, but as you're not going to actually be running it on anything, and it doesn't directly impact the way that you're going to work with the software, I wouldn't worry about this particular part of the process. It will come into play when we are using our computer and when you're running your SheetCam files, but for right now you're okay. And there we go, and we finished that up. The other thing that we're going to go ahead and go do here is we're going to go to our job options. This is going to give us the size of the material. I usually like to give it, I usually work in a 4x8, so we're going to go ahead and give it a 48 inch across the x-axis, so that's width-wise, and a length of 96 inches, which is 8 feet. And then we're going to hit our origin here. Rapid clearance is something you don't have to worry about right now, but we do adjust that for our tables. These are settings we don't actually technically work with outside of rapid clearance, simply because we're not doing a router table here. A router table is a little bit more it's a little bit more demanding in terms of how you set up your job options. Parking is also something we use here. We're going to actually go ahead and click use X, Y, and Z, and all of the rest of this you don't have to worry about because it's nothing that we specifically work with in SheetCam. Alright, then we hit OK. And now you'll be able to see, you can zoom in and out with scrolling. You can tell that this is our 4x8 part, and this gets you to where the beginning of the video starts. You'll be able to open this up and start to work with it. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out, but this is essentially everything that you're going to need to start working with this software and getting comfortable with this side. Everything on the Mach 3 side is essentially loading, centering, and loading, homing, and hitting go. There's a couple other things, but again, that is primarily when you have your plasma table in front of you, and can't really simulate that here as of yet. All right. So that being said, I will leave you to it. Enjoy your time working with this. I will also toss you one other thing here. Hold up. Don't want to save my changes. No. The other thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and open Inkscape here. That's going to go next. Okay, we're going to run Inkscape real quick because Inkscape is a little funky on its startup. Give it just a second and we're going to go ahead and close out of this. Look at that. There we go. Inkscape is a little finicky in terms of, you see this sheet here. What we're going to do is going to go hit File, Document Properties. We're going to adjust this. We're going to go ahead and change that to inches here and inches here, which tells us that it's 8.5, essentially almost the size of a width of piece of paper. I'm going to go ahead and make that a 12-inch by 12-inch square, so that I have, because I usually cut out pieces of art on a 12 by 12, just for kicks and giggles. That's pretty much what I do. There we go. And now you can start working with this and working with the number of tools, watching the how-to videos online in particular on how to run with Inkscape, because there are so many options and tools available on Inkscape. And I can show you other tips and tricks that they may not necessarily show you, and it'll be good. But I'll have to walk you through all of that. But that being said, this is where our video ends. Have fun working with these. And if you have any specific questions or need to know how specific tools work, I can take care of you.